listening to a podcast about the mighty mosasaur. Please, direct yourself to the Hall of Evolution on the second floor. In the back left-hand side of the room, under the reptile banner, there is an exhibit titled Lizards, Snakes, and Mosasaurs. The information provided in the exhibit is limited, but turn your back to the upper left-hand corner, and you will find a fossil of the mosasaur. It is this fossil that preserves the bones of one of the deadliest monsters of the sea. And this is where our story begins. Find yourself amidst a prehistoric world in which monsters unlike anything known on Earth today ruled the deep, dangerous seas. 82 million years ago, the world's seas harbored some of the most fierce creatures of evolving marine biodiversity. Giant reptiles, sharks, and fish-like beasts ruled the waters. The ichthyosaur and plesiosaurs were two of the most dominant predators during the Cretaceous period. However, neither could outsurvive the mosasaurs. This giant predator could reach a length of over twice the size of the largest recorded modern great white shark, and fed carnivorously on anything in its path. During the late Cretaceous period, mosasaurs rapidly evolved to become one of the most successful and feared predator of the seas, wiping out the most dangerous hunters of their time. The mosasaur is neither a dinosaur nor a fish, but rather a giant reptile that evolved from a much smaller land lizard and returned to haunt the Cretaceous seas. Evidence suggests that its ancestor was an Agliosaurus. The Agliosaurus species grew to 4 to 6 feet long, probably as long as you are tall. Once in the water, the organism's feet evolved into flippers, allowing it to swim faster and with more agility. Mosasaurs swam with an eel-like movement from side to side, slithering through the water. The reptile also evolved to give birth to live young rather than lay eggs, a critical trait for a successful deep-water species. Mosasaurs' teeth were sharp and rigid, and the fossil record shows that their jaw had a hinge midway between the ear and chin, allowing for its mouth to expand like that of a snake's. This evidence shows that mosasaurs most likely used their teeth to kill and rip animals apart, but consume their prey whole without chewing, such as how a snake consumes a mouse. Mosasaurs had even evolved to eat hard-shelled animals such as clams or turtles, giving them the ability to destroy anything in their path. Having been found all over the world, the mosasaur diet was not particular to animals found in particular biorealms, but rather anything and everything they could find. The first fossil of a mosasaur was found around 1770 near the Meuse River in the Netherlands. The ancient animal was named for the location in which it was found. Mosa refers to the Meuse River, and saur is a Latin translation of reptile. The Netherlands is not the only home to these tremendous fossils. Fossils of this giant reptile have been excavated on every continent, even the continent you call home, but they have been especially abundant in the Midwest and southern North American regions. The prevalence of these fossils shows that the animal was well adapted for its environment and had the ability to fight off other predators. The wide discrepancy of locations in which the fossils have been found shows mosasaurs have survived all over the world, not just in one area. Mosasaurs evolved into many different varieties, so they were able to not only thrive in the deep ocean waters, but also in shallow shores and swamplands, lurking where they were least expected. It was these adaptations and varieties across species that allowed the animal to prosper throughout the world and dominate as a marine predator for millions of years. Mosasaurs were not the only lizard-like animal to re-enter the water and develop into an efficient killing machine. At the time when mosasaurs re-entered the water, ichthyosaurs, plesiosaurs, and sharks already lurked in the seas. The ichthyosaur, another large reptile resembling dolphins, entered the water in the early Triassic, when it was thought that there were no other predators with which to compete. The ichthyosaur exhibit can also be found under the reptile banner, across from the mosasaur exhibit. When the mosasaurs entered the water, the ichthyosaur population was declining, and it was thought that the appearance of the mosasaurs further pushed the ichthyosaurs to extinction. When the mosasaurs entered the scene, they could ambush their prey better than the ichthyosaurs had been able to, beating out the dolphin-like creature in a fight for survival. However, with one of the major predators out of the water, mosasaurs were not free of enemies. The plesiosaur thrived as a marine predator during the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. The plesiosaurs had evolved into different varieties. One had a long neck and a small head that was useful for sneaking up on its prey. The other variety had a massive neck and a big head and relied on speed. These animals were most likely the largest marine animals during the early years of the late Cretaceous period. The mosasaurs and plesiosaurs were competitors in the water. However, the plesiosaur's four paddle-like fins were not as efficient as the slithering motion of the snake-like mosasaur. The mosasaur was faster than the plesiosaur and attacked the animal at its weakest point, the neck. With its huge jaw and sharp teeth, mosasaurs were able to snap the plesiosaur's neck in half, decapitating it and taking the body for food. The mosasaurs evolved to outlive the ichthyosaurs and outfight the plesiosaurs. However, sharks posed another problem. Evidence shows that sharks coexisted with mosasaurs and that the two species had a predator-prey relationship. Evidence from several mosasaur fossils show that sharks often attacked and fed on sick, injured, or dead mosasaurs. However, there has also been evidence on mosasaur bones that shows healing after an attack. This may suggest that a shark attacked a mosasaur and was unsuccessful in the kill. Although sharks may have presented a threat to mosasaurs, it seems that the sharks took further advantage of the weak and dying mosasaurs rather than the healthy, because it was not certain they could successfully kill their prey. Mosasaurs prospered for 25 million years, evolving rapidly from small land lizards into gigantic predators. They ate anything and everything they could swallow whole, allowing them to expand across several biorealm boundaries. They drove out other predators and made their way to the top of the food chain. This giant beast could be considered the Tyrannosaurus rex of the prehistoric seas. It was larger than any land meat-eating dinosaur. They hunted to kill with no mercy. Teeth protruding from their upper jaw trapped and killed any live prey still trying to escape from being eaten whole. No marine organism stood a chance against the mosasaur, not even the ichthyosaur, plesiosaur, and giant sharks, its leading competition. Like the rest of the prehistoric beasts that the world so inquisitively calls the dinosaurs today, the mosasaurs went extinct during the KT extinction, leaving the notion of sea monster, a prehistoric fossil.